then I'd be Superman. If I fly around the world, it wouldn't take me longer than it would to be your man. I fight 1,000 guys, live to die 1,000 lives. Oh, I find another way to make me smarter, just so I could understand. I'll find what you're looking for, just so I could understand. 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 I'll find what you're looking for. Just so I could understand. I'll find what you're looking for. What it takes to be your man. Take the clothes right off my back. Put the knife against my throat. Say you leave and won't come back, but I'll find a way to forgive you. Cut the strings off my guitar. Stomp your heels into my toes. Steal the keys right out my car, and I'll find a way to forgive you.
Alrighty, here we go. Kablemo, welcome to the very first episode of Crypto Updates. It's not really a podcast. Hope everybody's having a good evening. It's finally the final decision I've made to move the Crypto Updates part of the Living Korea podcast, or the Korea podcast, to a separate channel, because I thought that was a smarter move for the algo, the YouTube algo, as well as for my sanity, because it makes more sense to have these things separated. Let me just make sure that there's sound. Yeah, alrighty. So Crypto Updates, what is this going to be about? Basically, if you are following me on the Living Korea channel on the Korea podcast, then you know already what the Crypto Updates will be about. It'll be a channel in which we together, you and I, will be learning and discussing anything and everything related to crypto, basically, without polluting the Korea podcast with unnecessary crypto stuff. So yeah, welcome. Today is the 19th of December. It's the second last week of the month. We're running up towards Christmas coming up. I hope everybody's ready, man. I'm still not ready, not at all. Yeah, the days have been pretty chilly, just as chilly as the market, I think, man. The market's been pretty brutal over the past little while. So the weather kind of goes along with it. Let's have a look here. On CoinGecko, what's happening on CoinGecko? Basically, the past 2 months, November and December, very, very red. Bitcoin right now is at 47,000. It keeps bouncing up and down. It started the weekend at, I think, 46 or something, crawled up to 48, and it's back down to 47. Ethereum is at 3,900. Binance Coin 534. Even the USDT is in red. The one thing that's been doing pretty well is Solana, apparently, and Luna. Where is Luna? Luna right here. Luna is pumping all the way up to $74. The market cap, what's the market cap? It's $2.3 trillion, which is a significant drop from... Well, actually, it's been the same the past 2 months. It's been pretty stable at that level. All across the board, actually, yeah, a lot of red, oh, a lot of losers. Dot, also pretty red. The Fear and Greed Index, thank you for sending that over. It's at 29 right now, so the market is fearful. There was talk about, the need to shake out the leverage. There's a lot of leverage that was basically being gotten rid of over the past 2 months, and it seems like the leverage indicators that were out there are still they're still not happy. I think there's still a lot of leverage out there. So, but yeah, the fear and greed right now, it's 29. It was worse. I think last week it was at 18. Right now it's at 29. So, pretty fearful overall market. But nonetheless, what's happening in the market here in Korea? So on the crypto podcast, on the crypto update channel, I'll be talking about a lot about stuff happening here in South Korea, because that's where I'm located, here in South Korea, Ulsan. So there's going to be a lot of stuff about South Korea and crypto in South Korea, as well as other crypto worldwide, because it's all interconnected. But I found a kind of nifty. Where is it? Oh, nifty little statistic, piece of statistics here relevant to Korea. So Korea right now has only 4 exchanges, cryptocurrency exchanges operating: Bitthumb, Coinon, and Upbit, and Other. Other is not even included. So Upbit right now takes up 76% of the overall cryptocurrency market here in South Korea. Bitthumb holds 13%, Coinon 3%. And Other is 8, which is a combination of whatever. Corbit is not even listed in here for some strange reason. I'm not even sure why. Corbit is like the oldest exchange in South Korea. It's the first one, the oldest, and it seems it's the crappiest one. They're just updating it. It's shameful. Yeah. What else is here? Some interesting things here. Quantity of cryptocurrencies of November 3rd, 2021. Market cap of 121 crypto. There was some. No. Where was it here? Cryptocurrencies. This is a paid website. I don't have a subscription for that. Statistics. With some other interesting info about South Korea, but June. Yeah. Anyway, okay. So anyway, all right. So the news that is heading this very first episode of the crypto updates is that South Korea's Danal now will allow crypto as payments for BMWs. This was from 4 days ago, December 14th. Apparently, blockchain-based payment platform Danal Fintech, which you will know from my previous podcast, I was talking about. They're invested. South Korea's Kakao, Come To Us, others race toward the Metaverse. I guess a neighbor offshoot, Danal blockchain-based payment platform Danal Fintech announced a new service plan that will allow BMW vehicles to be purchased via Paycoin. Paycoin is a very little known pay app that is available somewhere. Did I have it open? I looked for it on Google Play, and I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it on Google Play. So I don't even know. But and I asked around, and people knew about it. Presently, Paycoin stands at is worth $1.55, I think. Paycoin. Oh, there it is. Yeah, Paycoin. Oh, it dropped since yesterday, maybe, for whatever reason. $1.52. So, and it's accepted in areas like 7-Eleven and certain other places that cater to just fast food services. I guess you can use Paycoin. I didn't know about that, so that's kind of cool. That there is something that is being used as a means for payments on the crypto, on the blockchain here in South Korea. Partnership with Samchul Motors, the domestic dealer of the luxury automobile line. The recent announcement makes the first case in South Korea where an automobile can be paid in full with a cryptocurrency. With Samchul Motors, Danal Fintech has secured a supply of popular models of BMW sedan and sports cars. To purchase a car with crypto, means we can buy anything in the world with cryptocurrencies. In addition to expanding partnerships with various automakers beyond BMW, we will do our best to create an environment where everything can be purchased with Paycoin. So that's kind of interesting. It'll be really cool to see if, you know, how far they'll get, but that's something to keep an eye on, I guess. Paycoin, if it does reach its promises, if the CEO manages to pull through and come up, you know, and satisfy all the promises, then I think that would be a very cool thing to see here in South Korea. Despite the, you know, other than the cars, but being able to use crypto for purchases would allow a lot of expats the off ramp, I guess, or not necessarily on and off ramp for getting in on and getting off of exchanges here, but being able to use crypto in South Korea, which would be kind of cool. For purchases, because right now as an expat you're not allowed to have any cryptocurrency. You can't register with any cryptocurrency exchanges. So Corbit doesn't accept foreigners, expats. Neither does Coinon or any other one. GoPax labels itself as expat friendly, but it's actually not. I've heard rumors from people who tried to register themselves with GoPax, and it's virtually impossible to do so. So it's not actually functional, not happening with GoPax. So whatever. What's happening here with my thingy majiggy? Alrighty, yeah. Anyway, so yeah. And now the Metaverse startup Spatial raises 25 million in Series B. Metaverse platform Spatial assembled a Series B funding round worth or about 25 million with new investments from Maven Growth Partners, Pine Venture Partners, South Korea's KB Investment, I assume this is Gyeongnam Bank maybe, and Korea Investment Partners, Mirai Assets and others. Mirai Assets, also, I talked about these guys last time. They're also majorly into Metaverse and based, what is it, South Korean based Naver Z Corporation. So it's Naver, which is the main one that is really, and Kakao, that are the two that are really getting involved into the Metaverse space here in South Korea. For the Series B, Spatial gathered and accumulated an investment amount of over $49.6 million. Investors from past funds included Innovia Capital, White Star Capital, and Letter. I have no idea who these are. But the point is, okay, this is another point I wanted to make here. Recently changed business paths from augmented reality and virtual reality to focusing on the Metaverse. So I guess Spatial was working on augmented reality in the past, which also I also talked about on a previous podcast, on the Korea podcast previously. Oh damn, I'm talking about stuff like I was on here. But again, if you're following the Live in Korea or the Korea podcast, then you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, if this is your first time here, make sure to smash up the likes, subscribe to this channel for more crypto updates on the Crypto Update channel. The AR augmented reality space was kind of tackled by Google with their Google glasses or whatever the heck they were called, but it didn't really pan out for them. The product never took off, and mainly probably because it requires people to be outside. Virtual reality, VR, it allows people to be indoors and do all the fun stuff that they can do with VR indoors without having to leave their homes, which is basically what people are looking for, I think, particularly now during the whole the issue with the pandemics and whatnot. But so apparently Spatial now moved over from VR to focusing on the Metaverse, which basically means that I guess maybe they've gone past the VR that's established, and now they're moving on to Metaverse. And VR and Metaverse are highly intertwined. Basically, it's these two products are already in the working. VR is already in place, so Metaverse is the next step that so many companies are jumping on and are developing now, right? So that's the Metaverse. something for moviegoers, movie-going lovers of movie-going, people who go to watch movies and love it. The Matrix Ressurections is coming out, and apparently in Korea, NFTs will be given out to people who go to the Lotte Cinema. Lotte Cinema, one of South Korea's largest movie theater chains, is giving away NFTs, non-fungible tokens of the movie The Matrix Ressurections, to people who reserve tickets to the latest edition in the popular science fiction series that depicts life in a simulated reality. This was posted on the 16th, which is 2 days ago. They have a limit of 30,000 people, I think, in collaboration with Warner Brothers and NFT tech startup W Craft. Lotte Cinema will give out secret codes to the first 30,000 people who reserve the movie tickets and apply for the NFT through December 21st. The winners of the secret codes will be able to exchange them with the NFTs on the W Craft web page. So I'm not exactly sure where to go. I guess you would go online to Lotte Cinema online and reserve your tickets, and then you'd go over to W Craft, which looks like this. You probably have to set up a. You can log in with Google or just set up your password login, and then you can claim your Matrix NFT with them here. Pretty nifty, so that's cool. Here's an interesting piece. Bitcoin sent by mistake. Recipient will not be punished for keeping it South Korea ruling. This is an incident in which somebody sent 1.25 million in Bitcoin to another person in Korea. So it was sent from Greece. It was sent from Greece and arrived in Korea. And the person in Korea who received it used 5 Bitcoin. Apparently it says 3 Bitcoin. So I don't know, maybe some amount of it was used for sending. For the fees. This is in 2018. Yeah, this is a new article, but this happened in 2018, and I guess the case took this long to be processed. So this article kind of just underlines the lack of legal of legalities that are have not been put in place yet in order to deal with crypto in South Korea, which is why we saw this kind of back and forth of legalizing crypto in South Korea, not legalizing but taxing cryptocurrencies here in South Korea, which didn't happen. There was supposed to be tax that was to be put in place in the start of next year, January 2022, but that has been pushed back until 2023. This actually goes back all the way to, I think, 2019. They've been talking about starting taxing cryptocurrency income or income from cryptocurrency trading in South Korea, and that was pushed back and pushed back again this year because there simply isn't enough. There isn't enough. And I was just speculating. Maybe that's one of the reasons why the bear market is in such a well, not the bear market. Why the cryptocurrency market is in such a shithole right now? Because, well, it's good to keep the prices down. Next year, everything will be booming, and people will be making money hand over heels. And so the next year when taxes are being reinforced in 2023, then there'll be something to tax people on. Income is going to be a lot thicker, maybe. But so anyway, this case was passed on from lower case to higher from lower courts to higher courts and so on. And Kwon Oh-hoon, a partner at Cha, a Kwon law firm, provided further explanation on the case in an interview with Forecast News. South Korea separates embezzlement and misappropriation. So this guy basically was punished for lower court appeals court determined the investor was guilty of misappropriation but not embezzlement, because the guy took out some bitcoins from the stuff that was sent to him by accident. He took some, and so they decided that he's guilty of misappropriation but not embezzlement. And the difference is This guy was sentenced to 18 months in jail. According to the court decision, embezzlement applies when one exploits property of another in his possession, whereas Bitcoin is not seen as property but digital data. What was the definition here? Money, traditional bank accounts, the prosecutor's term. Where was it? The description here. There was an explanation of the difference between embezzlement and misappropriation, but I can't find it. Case interview with Quan says he found it strange that the receiver was found guilty of misappropriation, as it is difficult to see the sender and receiver, who were total strangers in the faulty transaction, to be a trusting relationship. So basically, misappropriation is deemed to be in place when okay, here, South Korea separates embezzlement is when one storing a property violates his obligations by acquiring that property. Misappropriation happens in a trust relationship where one gains profit by betraying that trusted relationship. But the problem is that, you know, there was no trusted relationship, as these two people were complete strangers. So the court basically had to choose one of these things and slap a fine on this dude, apparently. As the Supreme Court did not see Bitcoin as a property and the relationship between the two parties in the transaction to be insufficient to qualify for misappropriation, the investor was found not guilty of both. There you go. So he was let free, I guess. Yeah, so Bitcoin is being seen as a proper asset in South Korea. The case may be a significant pointer to how far regulatory systems in South Korea are falling behind its rapidly changing financial landscape. I think the logic behind the court decision is dogma, Kwon said. The legal principles are not embracing the situation happening in properties in the present day. There is still no rulebook on how to view cryptocurrencies in criminal law settings, Kwon says. The only regulation on crypto is the Act on Reporting and Use of Certain Financial Transaction Information, which Kwon says focuses on anti-money laundering and is therefore insufficient. If a cryptocurrency is an investment asset and acts like a security, it should be classified as securities and regulated under the capital markets law or securities law. If not, classify them as electronic currency or intangible assets. And so, yeah, so this article basically just shows the how ill-equipped the Korean government is to handle cryptocurrencies. In Japan, crypto is taxed up to 55%. In South Korea, they're talking about 20%. 55% is massive. 20% in Korea is less than 45% of the regular tax rate. But what people in Korea are having problem with is the fact that stock income is also taxed in Korea, but it's taxed on a minimum of 50 million won. So anytime anybody makes over 50 million won on stock trading in Korea, they get slapped with a 20% tax rate. However, for crypto, they're talking about a 20% tax rate on gains of over 2.5 million won, which is about $2,000, which is really minuscule. On a good year, most people make that can make that simply by holding crypto of any, well, not any kind, but I mean the top 10 projects. I think if you had bought, for example, in 2000, if you had bought you know, one of the top 10s and held it until October or even May for a few months, you'd made massive gains. You'd see massive gains. So that's ridiculous. And that's what the people are. That's what the problem is. There's, you know, it's another pitfall of stuff. Here's some interesting news. Moving away from South Korea, there's nobody in the chat section because it's a first podcast and all my peeps have not really made it. Haven't made it to this stream, sadly. Anyway, hopefully the second one will be a little bit better. Second largest Ethereum whale on record just executed a massive altcoin purchase which is kind of cool, according to the whale. And so they purchased two altcoins. One of them was Matic, which they spent. This wallet spent $4.2 million worth, and the second one was Graph. And I don't know about Graph, but Matic. There's another article right here. No, not here. Here we go. Community voted why Uniswap will be deployed on Polygon. So Uniswap version 3 will be deployed on Polygon, which could be the reason why this whale got himself in on some Polygon at a massive scale. Popular decentralized automated market maker Uniswap will deploy its smart contracts on Polygon, the Ethereum scaling solution proof of stake chain. The announcement was made via Twitter by the official handle of Uniswap Labs after the completion of a community vote. The AMM will be rolled out on Polygon on its third iteration, version 3. For the initial proposal, the motion was passed with 72 million votes in favor and 503,000 against, which suggests the proposal has wide acceptance within Uni holders, obviously. When will this happen? Here's a tweet. Voting ended December 18th. When will this take place? No idea. We initiated the final phase of the governance process on chain vote. If the vote passes, deployment is officially approved. Huge thanks to the Uniswap community for the overwhelming support so far. Let's see. It doesn't say when it's supposed to happen. But again, something to keep in mind. Might see a pump in Polygon. So yeah, that's gonna be it. That's gonna be it for our podcast. A short, sweet podcast, a short, sweet episode of the crypto updates. I hope to keep you guys updated on a lot more. If there are any things that you would like to know about, if there's some things that we'd like to hear, discussed, then please make sure to leave a comment in the section below. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, smash up the likes, share the love, and yeah, I'm hoping that this channel will be informational for all the noobs, and for anybody who's out there and is interested in crypto. There's a lot of channels out there, so this is not a competition. It's a way of me learning new stuff and hopefully sharing some of the experience and knowledge that I have, the little that I have, with the rest of the world, with those who are interested. So yeah, if you have any questions, comment, suggestions, make sure to leave them in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next episode on next Sunday evening at 10 p.m. In the meantime, make sure to swing by tomorrow evening at 10 p.m. for the Korea podcast on the Live in Korea channel. Have a good night. I'll see you then.